Привет, привет, как делашки, мои друзья? Как там делашки? Welcome, welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Gold is distributing right now. It's breaking from this zone here. It had a first pullback. Here it broke this low and then started pulling back up, but it should be on the way down. The time frame is bearish, so we're looking to fill this range. I was kind of hoping to get a sell right over here. I wanted to see this candle create like a support, but since we were creating the support, I wanted to see a little bit more structure because we would have had like a accumulation right next to this entry, so that would have been like a scale-in opportunity basically for price to come down. Well, it looks like we're just pushing. Looks like we are just moving. Look at that. Vic turns up and I'm already in profit. That's why here's the go. I was in drawdown last time I checked. Nice. Oh, you took that sell. Okay, let's see. How do I bring this back? Where is this thing? Yeah, now it's like distributing. Let's see, a 5 minutes coming down. It still has a clean traffic of about 70 pips. 7 pips to the downside. So then the chat, Architect Kevja, what's up, Bodhi Rock? Hey Sylvia, good evening from New Zealand. Welcome, welcome. A tall trader in the chat. Yeah, nice. Explorers, Ricardo as always. Jtrinexi. Привет. Alright, let's see. See if we get any kind of like sell continuation here. See, gold extends losses. Gold dipped to around 44.40 per ounce on Thursday, extending losses from the previous session as investors assess mixed US economic data while geopolitical developments remain a key focus. I don't like gold right now. I don't like gold. I feel like the movement on gold currently is kind of weird. It's really, really weird. You know, it's quite random. But like Asia session's been playing quite nicely today. Look at the sell-off. Really nice like sell-off here during Asia. But overall, during the times that I trade, I feel like the market's been a bit like off sync. You know, sometimes you're in sync with the market and you expect to move a certain way at certain times, but it's kind of been like surprising me, Goldie, of late. It's not doing exactly like what I would expect, especially because when we get in like daily biases trending, you would be expecting like more sells, and then out of nowhere you're getting buys, right? So that's what I mean. But anyway, we got like previous daily candle secure close bearish. Current daily candle is bearish as well. We might just be seeing this profit. Let's catch up on the fundamentals, see what's really going on here. Let's see. Gold extends losses. Let me just read into this. Job openings dropped more than expected in November, signaling softer labor demand. While the private payrolls... Oh, we got NFP. No, tomorrow. NFP's tomorrow. They say we got unemployment claims. Investors are now looking ahead of Friday's non-farm payroll report for guidance on central bank policy direction. On the geopolitical front, Washington outlined plans to take long-term control over Venezuela crude sales, while U.S. authorities seized additional Venezuelan-like tankers. The White House also confirmed discussions on acquiring Greenland, including potential military involvement. Like, this is all to me just sounding bullish gold. You know, the only thing that maybe is bringing price down is also like these red folders that we have. So that's the thing I don't understand about gold. It's like it's in a bullish macro environment, correct? That's why we're seeing sells, but at the same time the buys are playing out like really good as well, and it's just all a bit odd. We'll be expecting us to be moving up by now, not moving down. Gold edges higher amid lingering geopolitical risks. Gold edges higher in early Asia session. It's actually Asia session came down. How old is this? 8 hours. A possible US takeover on Greenland looms larger after President Trump and some of his top aides renewed their demand for control of the island. Yes. Yeah, that's what it is. We got this whole thing. Let's see. You're right. Asia is good, but London, especially after second hour, the price action doesn't make any sense. I feel like Goldie is gonna skyrocket. I feel like this is just a pullback of sorts. This must be some kind of a pullback. It doesn't. I don't know. The sell zone for me at least don't feel really genuine. Something's definitely cooking up over here. And you see that what I mean, like, and then all of a sudden, like, you get these really buy confirmations, and then price just moves up like quite by a lot. But then the daily is still moving down, so that's always a weird thing, especially during this from the pre-London session time, because the Asia like looks a bit maybe clean cut, but like from the pre-London towards NY, yeah, towards like pre-NY. I don't know about NY. I don't trade NY. Candle here closed that out top wick, kind of swinging a little bit. Push without even a bottom wick on this 1 minute. Just ripped up about like 40 pips. Appealing but not clean. So, hey, morning, Sadiq. Appealing but not clean. Marcin, good morning. I faked this candle out here. Kind of want to see how this zone's going to be respected. Left shoulder ahead, right shoulder. Broke below. We have this support region right over here. It's currently like holding price. So we want to see how that's going to be respected. If it can actually get respected, and then for price to keep moving down to fill the range on the left hand side. Can't hear me? Well, you gotta turn up your devices over there. You probably would not hear me say that either. Yeah, audio is fine. Maybe we can cook something up here. This whiplash is what we're trying to avoid. You see, like, London session just opened. And it's starting to play on psychology already. Candlestick push down. This is the London open right here. Candlestick push down. Close out even a bottom wick. Next candlestick ripped all the way back up. Close out even a top wick. So this kind of behavior. Gotta whip it out of gold. I don't like this kind of behavior over here. Because once it starts behaving like that, it's gonna get this feeling to always do pullback after breaking structure. You see, like, break structure, pull back, break structure, pull back, break structure, pull back. You can't trade that condition. That's gonna be very difficult unless you do the opposite thing. We got like 13 seconds over here. Let's see how candlestick's about to close. Look at this, like, equaling the the volume of the previous candle. Look at this. Look at this behavior. You see what I mean? You see this shit? Close right at the price point of 44.25. So trading, when you're gonna be trading, it's like you're gonna be in a relationship with somebody here, and you're just gonna know the good days, the bad days, when they're in a certain mood. You know, right now Goldie's in a certain mood right now. Look at this, close without a bottom wick, without a bottom wick here, without a bottom wick up here, now again without a bottom wick here. That doesn't happen on accident, you know. That's not just like a coincidence. Yeah, get a whip it like that. That's what gold needs right now. Where are my whips? It's definitely setting up. I definitely still believe, like, you know, as the year is starting over here, maybe it could just be setting up. Maybe it could just be setting up over here. Who knows? Who knows? You know, in the HCF, it looks good though. Like volume and everything just looks really nice. But on the intraday time frames, gotta be very cautious over there. See this? Look how it's on barcode over here now. You got like these equal lows. Got like some resistance over here. So let's see. Might even get a breaky over here for potential continuation. Maybe this candlestick here flips. All right, let me run a poll. So let's run this poll for like about an hour, I guess. Here in the Discord. Let's see what y'all think about this. Good setup? Good setup or bad setup? Leave your votes. Leave your votes. If a price candle, if candlestick starts to break below support over there. Oh, we got good. Bang, bang. Very good. Now we see, it'll be better if the 5 minute could close below that barcode. Yeah, because it's like consolidating here. Look at this top wick that's been formed. The 5 minute will be reflipping. If this is a candle that does it in 1 minute 30. Candlestick will be reflipping, and if it reflips, it's going to leave behind a pretty big top wick over there, at least giving some kind of a push towards the downside, such as this. But you know, 1 minute 20 seconds, if it closes bullish, the best scenario would be if it closes like a weak bullish, you know, like it pulls back down as much as it can so that the next 5 minute has enough leg room to stretch over here. But if it closes like bullish, you know, that's going to be the issue. If it closes like very strong bullish like this, because now it's going to take a lot more pips to come down, and by the time it's coming down, it's going to be that situation, and you know, it's going to have to play around, and the next candlestick's going to have to move, and that's going to be the issue with that trade. Really nice if this thing could come down a bit more. Yeah, like a small little breakout from this section. Stop level here will be 23. Missed the DAX perfect on the orb setup. 5-minute would like push down with those SMAs also holding it like this. Giving clean consolidation that dirty range. See if it'll give like a cleaner one in here. Want to see where London is heading. Like, we're given enough space, enough room down over here to get an idea what London wants to do. That's if London wants to keep moving down, or maybe it's going to try and attempt to keep moving up. Because it's doing a reversal signal for this previous structural zone. Right over here. You see how it's like right below it? So it's like a break and a retest. And just expecting a continuation. Broke, retested. Starts re-breaking the lows. Then that would be the continuation. Correct? But if it re-breaks these highs, then that would be the reversal. It's just a matter of like how is this gonna get confirmed over here. I would prefer like if maybe the next 5-minute can close. Maybe you get this candlestick, do this, and then the next 5 minutes gonna open and then do that. That'll be a lot better. Let's see how the hourly is doing. We got the hourly open here. See, hourly hasn't yet had a move as well. It's still pretty fresh hourly candlestick. Just within this range. Now the issue would be if another setup comes and starts from here, because that will distribute into this one. So the one which forms here also needs to be some kind of a clean idea. Let's see. Good, but need to create a support before breaking it would be nice. And the 5-minute also. How many more minutes we got? Two minutes till 5 closure. I'm gonna wait and see how that 5 approaches these lows. I prefer the next 5-minute. I don't really typically trust like this one. Even though theoretically the volume could still follow through. Like if you measure from here to here. I don't know. We have to be kind of like, we gotta see here in the last 1 minute 20. It could literally just dump in the last 1 minute. With the way it's moving up and down so fast, I would say need bigger stops, but I've not been trading since. Man's created a fire, so I'll agree and learn. Do you think you've become a better trader since streaming? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of difficult to say. Because sometimes it makes me a good trader and sometimes it doesn't. You know, because of like the ego and stuff. So, you know, you're going to stream online. You kind of want to have like more winning trades. And sometimes that kind of messes with your ego. And that's what creates you to take these stupid, dumb shit trades. So I would say yes and no. Yes and no. A lot of people think that they're going to start streaming and it's going to help their trading. It's not going to. The worst thing you're going to do if you're learning how to trade is to start streaming your trades. That's the last thing that you want to do. You know, you got to be like Batman. You got to find your cave somewhere and then just like lock in silence and solitude. That's how you build yourself. But oh man, look at this. Another candle here closed. You see, it's like acting so weird, gold. Got no bottom wick here. No top wick here. No bottom wick here. No bottom wick here. Like, what's going on, Goldie? It's gonna be my last trade in the London session for this week, man. Like, especially if it doesn't play out. This is gonna be my last trade in the London session for sure. Because this setup here is actually quite clean at this point. We should see a follow through. So it's created that top wick. Got some nice, beautiful, clean range. Healthy top wick. Yeah, you know, the good thing is it doesn't matter how far the candlestick pushes in the opposite direction. So it can even push all the way up over here. But still, on that reflip, the candlestick body will still have the appropriate volume. Right? So look at the candlestick body. So it wouldn't really matter that it moved up so much like this, because the candlestick body is still going to be quite fresh. Candles without wicks stress you? It's cooking. You know, London session hasn't had its move yet. So we're either getting a fat distribution to the downside or price moves up today. One of those two things. But London session has not yet decided what direction it wants to go. We just had the London open here. So we're going to wait and see over here. The probability should increase to the downside if it breaks these lows. You know, that's the whole idea. Sometimes people ask me like, how can you avoid a fake out? You know, you can't avoid a fake out. It's called a fake out because it takes you by surprise, correct? But you got to do like based off the probability. If you take a buy or a sell here, it's still a bit 50-50. But if we start breaking structure, then probability increases that price can keep moving down. Or, you know, sometimes if you're not going to be sure, then you just got to wait. You just got to wait, let it break, watch how it reacts, and then decide whether you're going to go in. Doesn't seem like there was a distribution here. There's not really a setup there. The London is still consolidating. It's still thinking of over here. Hey, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna move down. We're gonna move up. What happened yesterday? Yesterday, this is like, oh yeah, yesterday was a sell. True. Yesterday was a sell. I missed a sell. I caught a quick buy. This whole range got mopped up yesterday. You see from my point A, right over here, down towards the section. Test your patience. Yeah, yesterday was a sell. And then London open, we got that New York session fakie. It's like it was quite a big fakie though. This was more of like a payout as well. But then pushed up, came down, chopped around for a bit. Actually, New York session was kind of consolidating from here to here. Boom, slight push towards the London open. Not really a nice New York session from yesterday, honestly. Maybe like there was pushes here and there, but really not a nice session. Yesterday was mad. Gold was on a crazy liquidity grab day. Look at all these liquidity grabs also throughout the New York session. Look at all these wicks. Man, gold was on something yesterday. Look at all these wicks over there. You see prices creating those rejection wicks to the highs. Let's see on the 1 minute. Anything cooking? 5 minutes starting to close. All right, so we just got a 5-minute closure. Now I got a new fresh 5-minute over here too, which is good. Looks like it's rejecting this zone by 44.30. SMA is also catching up. Scaring that top wick. This thing should not. There's also going to be the re-break of the hourly candles, hourly candle lows. Yet like a wick fill on the previous hourly. Currently at a 30-minute support there. But you know, the thing is, like, when you're gonna jump through time frames, you're gonna sometimes also scare yourself out of trades. So you sometimes just gotta commit to a trade, because you know, like, what the issue is. The issue that I faced sometimes was the 5-minute. You see how nice the 5-minute here looks? Looks pretty good for range to continue even pushing down like this, correct? But then you'd go and investigate like the 30-minute, and you'd be like, oh man, but we got a 30-minute support over here. And then those thoughts are going to creep into your head, like, what if I get triggered in here and then it's a liquidity grab? You know, then those kind of intrusive thoughts start to come in. Like, oh, we got a 30-minute support over here. We got hourly support over there. You know, like selling into the support. You know, but the 15-minute looks good. The 5-minute looks good. Then it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You have to execute. Or wait for... Oh, there's something kind of cooking up here. But I think I'll wait for the much larger break. Like a small one here, but it's not as clean. I think I'll wait for the much larger break. At least we'll be re-breaking the hourly lows. Gold 43.95 incoming. 43.95. Yeah, I mean, like, by the time 43.95 is, if it even pushes towards 43, what was that? 43.95. Oh, that's gonna be a long time. That's gonna take some time over here. All right. Yeah, I got triggered.
Spartans! What is your profession?
All right, Spartans. So close to 16 there. Oh, come on. What is this, Goldie? Dump it. All right, chat. Stop loss to break even here. Stop loss to break even. Oh man, that should really take me out right now. Can't believe that actually took me out. My stop loss looked different on my broker. It looked different from what it looks like right here. Let's see if it would actually like take me out properly. We got the 5-minute just opened. Yeah, TP was just got hit right there, guys. Hey, congratulations if you caught this. Let's go. Man, look at this just melting here. You got dubs? Nice. Yeah, this is the volume we're expecting. This is the volume that we're expecting here. That price can now fill this range down towards 44.18. 44.18 over here. Awesome. Just so a gold sell. Please have a peek at DAX. I'm trying to sell from the top wick. No, you gotta send a chart in. You gotta send a chart. I don't even know, like this was my error here, but I think that signal, man, like I shouldn't have freaking touched my stop loss. My stop loss looked different. It looked different on the. It looked different on my broker than what we're looking at here on TradingView. When that pulled up, I should have had more room. Because I put my stop like literally at the same spot. I don't know how the fuck that triggered me in. Triggered me out, but anyway, yeah, it is what it is. Good trade. Gotta go on to the next one here now. How many trades were done in a January? 11. All right, not bad. 11 trades. 1, 2, 5, 6 trading days. Yeah, I got slipped, but I didn't put it at the break even. I put it like above. I got a little slip, but I put it like above. It's just, you know, the price points are just never the it's just never gonna be as accurate. That's the thing. Actually, I was not even meant to touch that stop loss. I don't know why I touched it. I don't know why I put it. Because I know that's usually a variable that affects trades. But I was like, this thing is gonna melt. That was my train of thought. I was like, oh, we're re-breaking these lows. No, surely we're gone. We're gone by that point. But you see, like it re-broke the low and then it quickly like pulled back up again. So I wasn't expecting that pullback once we re-broke that structure. Was I enter at 44.32? Will exit at the Asia low. Oh, the Asia low? Man, you gotta secure something here. Secure like 80% or something like that. You gotta secure like 80%. You know, because it's currently right now filling the range. This range is getting mopped up as we speak. So, you know, you don't want to be too greedy, but you're on the right side of the market. If you still want to hold a runner, this thing has a pretty good probability to continue running. To continue running down towards like, you know, at least like 44.18 over here. So, you know, that's the whole idea. Because, you know, we like to trade clean traffic. So you see this? Oh wait, no, that's not the one. Here we go. You see this? This was the idea that price can come and fill this range. So it's still currently in that motion, but you don't want to be too greedy as well. You know, you kind of want to like secure something, not be too greedy in the market. Being too greedy, that's typically what will make your winning days become like a losing day. Shotgun entry on the 1 hour, wait for the close. Shotgun entry on the 1 hour? I got like a 20 minutes. 20 minutes for the close there. Buying cheap here again. Nice. We were on our way. Yeah, very well done. Everybody was in this trade. Awesome. Let's go. Will the daily close bearish? Will the daily close bearish? Probably. Probably. I think right now it has a higher chance of closing bearish. It looks more bearish. So probably gonna close bearish. What is a shotgun entry? The shotgun entry is like a candle that closes. Let's say if a candlestick closes below support like this, right? And then the next candle opens and re-breaks the previous candlestick lows. That's a shotgun entry right over there. So it's like you can think of it like bullet in the chamber, and then you cock it up, and then boom. Re-break the lows and then continue to move down. Like something like this basically. So this is like a shotgun entry. You see at the break of these lows, candlestick broke below support, break of the lows, you got clean traffic. It went up, created a small top wick, broke the lows, and then shot down like 26 pips to fill this range on the left hand side. Then became... It was very nice. I just didn't take it because I was already traded that zone. That pullback from the candle that broke the consolidation pulled way too much for your comfort and end up taking your BE. Yeah, those are like those micro, what do you call it? Like those micro things that happen in the market. Because when you see it in hindsight, it looks okay, right? Then you get those like, this is why trading is layered in terms of difficulty. Because you first have to master actually getting a good setup, like good analysis and everything. And then you have to also master like how to navigate those certain situations like that as well. So there's a lot of things which can sometimes make it not as smooth as we would like it to be. Yeah, but you know, that's why you got to think in terms of a larger portion sample size when you approach markets, because that's going to help you kind of like regulate your emotions on a day-to-day basis, right? Like when you think of like a larger sample size. And don't focus too much on just like one individual outcome. I was gonna keep it large, big picture. Man, my friends used to tell me Vixol is a big picture guy. Because also I can never like enjoy the small moments. You know, for me, I was thinking about like, what's the bigger picture over here? So, you know, like also in trading is the same thing. You got to think like, what's the bigger picture over here? Yeah, we're moving down. Okay, we're moving down towards support as well. You can think of it this way. Moving down to support, but what's the bigger picture of where prices are also going to be heading to next? You see, but okay, in this scenario, we don't have anything. We don't have any kind of running opportunities. So as price comes down towards the support, you have to seriously manage position if, let's say, you haven't secured anything, but there's nothing that's going to tell us that price is going to break this and then continue to move anywhere, because there's no structure here. There's no structure there on the left-hand side. But yeah, anyway, I think like what I was just trying to say is it helps a lot in trading to think of a big picture. You know, that's why like also institutions, they're always thinking of a big picture. They have like these positions, portfolios, some of them might be in drawdown, but they're always trading throughout this whole year. They're thinking, what's the big picture here for the whole year? What's Trump going to do? What tensions are most likely going to come up? And then that's why they're able to mitigate their emotions like throughout the whole year. You know, but since we're day traders, we're trading on a like daily basis, it's even more important for us to always keep that in the back of our heads. Are you expecting breach of the support beneath? No, I think the breach with that support over there is going to lead to nowhere. Look at this. There's nothing here. You know, maybe if you take a sell, Let's say like right over here. Like price is coming down, it broke. All right, so anyways, just for demonstration purposes, let's say if you took a sell over here for whatever reason, maybe it was like a break and a retest, you know you can get your 1 to 2, right? Down by this support, but at least you have a perspective of like if we break that support, then price can continue to move down beyond that point, right? But you see in this scenario, we don't have that same perspective. We don't. All we know is that price is just coming down. And let me show you. This is all that we know. Is price is coming down towards this zone right over here. And you see that zone? It's been mopped up now. Let me get this. You see the zone? Look at this. It's been mopped up now. That's all that it is. That's all that we know. Now price can maybe start coming up. It can start rejecting. You know, because there's nothing below that. If price was to move below that, that's what we call like a bonus profit, you know. It's like bonus. But we don't know if it's going to go through that support there. So you got to trade like what you see, not what you feel. Yeah, but I think this is awesome. I think I'm going to have maybe one more trade today. I'm already up like 2%. So let's see. 2.5%. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably take like one more trade later. No. 44.20, boss. 44.20. Oh, we got 420 over here. 420. Please have a peek. Let's see. Discord. Ruben. Break of the lows. Fake out. Clean range. Nice. Break of the lows. Very good. Yeah, that was pretty much the analysis over here, I think. Ruben, let's see. Buys. Break of the highs. This is on the 1 minute time frame. Got a fake out. Pull back and then continue up. Nice. Little clean range. Yeah, I got clean range on the 1 minute. True. And if you see that price had been coming down and your trade is going to play out, then you see that break over there. That break could extend much further. Because I think I took the same position. I took the same trade this morning, but I took it like up here. After getting the break in a retest, I got the trade up over here. But I was looking under the impression that price was going to continue to move up. Because you know, price has got to move somewhere. It's always nice to have the clean range on the 1 minute. But if this is like an accumulation break, it's gonna disrespect that level. It's gonna disrespect that level and just keep moving in that direction. You see? Like this is the same, this is around the same area you took your buy to. So it needs to extend, you know, like you're kind of forgetting about these levels. Obviously, we want them to be clean, but they're clean on the HTF. But we got speed bumps on the 5 minute here and here and here. But the idea is that volume is going to come in. But yeah, very nice. Very nice analysis. Excellent. Got some really good buys over here. You know what's crazy? Like Gbpjpy has been getting pretty much the same trades as me in the previous days over here. That's good to see. That's really good to see. It is very satisfying when you're teaching and then someone gonna take the same trade as you. Like that's it. That's it right there. And that's the thing. Like you can quickly tell. You can quickly tell when people are gonna understand what's going on here. Entry at the break of the range. SL at 20 pips. I think that was the trade from yesterday. US 500, 100 pips secured. Nice to be back and swinging. Good luck, TFX team. Let's get it. Got some sniper entries. I don't trade gold, but it gave me breakfast. Let's go. Plus 2,500 bucks. Still holding sells. Yeah, this London session today was sell. Planned this and couldn't place the order in time. You know what happened to me this morning? I couldn't get out in time. It hit my take profit. Then I'm like, damn, couldn't get out in time. You see this? Got a shotgun entry over here. I wonder how the range on the left-hand side looked though. See, like candle close below like support. And then that's kind of the continuation. Man, if you go and watch the recent video that we did, we talk about this. We literally talk about how ranges secretly control market direction and how you can get into these trades. You know, it's a very simple way of understanding the market. Very simple way of understanding the market, which works. You know, you just have to apply yourself. You just have to, that's all that you got to do. You just have to apply yourself, you know, and actually like start journaling and giving a little bit more effort into understanding like different contexts of market as well, like when that works the best, when it doesn't work the best, what time that it works the best, and that sort of thing. Just apply. That's all you got to do. And then just keep doing that every day. No emotions. Just the same thing. Just keep doing it. Because for me, that's what kind of like helped me. Was at some point I was like, man, I'm losing too much, so I can't be emotional about this process, because if I'm gonna be emotional about this, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna see it through the end. So as I said, like every day, man, I used to wake up actually expecting to lose. You know, I used to lose so much, it became like satire to me. So I would wake up, smile on my face, and be like, let's go. Today is another day. I'm gonna take a loss. Let's get this loss. Let's bang all these losses out right now so we don't have to deal with them later. You know, but you know, some of you getting demotivated because you're thinking too much of the end. So when you're thinking too much of the end, it's gonna be harder for you to make it there. So you gotta be like more in the moment, you know. That's, I guess, that's what I call the humble phase. That's the humble phase. That's why things like this, man, it's like, doesn't really bother me. Because I know the next trade is around the corner, and it's just all, it's a journey. It's a marathon. You know, like still gonna be doing this for the next, how many years? Probably like 5 years, 5 more years, hopefully. 5 more plus years. That's it. Been trading going into my 6th year now. Imagine that. Imagine how many trades you're gonna take in a 6-year period. You think this trade over here in November 2023, 2021 meant anything? No, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. You got so many trades to take on your journey. So don't put too much weight, I would say, on even like a single day. You know? It's a state of mind. Don't put too much weight on a single day, because you still have tomorrow, you still have the week, you still have the month. That's bang on. LOA works. I don't know what LOA is. All I know is that price could move from here to here. See? Came down towards to fill this range, and that's it. We don't know. We don't know if price is gonna go beyond this point. We don't know. So all that it is just a probabilities game. Every day you come onto the chart and you see, okay, where's my setup? Perfect. This is my setup right over here. I've identified it. The best setup is the one that you can identify. Second thing is, how far can price go potentially? So then you got to look on the left-hand side and don't over-analyze. Remember, that's why I said, like, if you're going to take this trade and you're going to look at the 30-minute, the hourly time frame, you're going to think you're selling at support. But don't over-analyze, because perfection doesn't really exist. Sometimes you get these trades where like all time frames are lining up beautifully, but perfection doesn't really exist. You just have to execute, right? You got to focus on the important things and then refine that strategy, refine that approach, so you don't talk yourself out of trades. Because a lot of us are really good at talking ourselves out of trades. And those are the trades that actually we should be taking, correct? The ones we talk ourselves out of. Nice. Look at this. Got also some kind of a reversal over here. We have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, volume came in, little break of the highs like this, small little accumulation break too. I think it broke on the first one and then started pulling down. Right here. Dun. See break, and then it pulled down. Did the 20 survive? Yeah, this 20 would have barely survived. Like just slightly broke through it by like 0.5, maybe like 1 pip. Boom, and then skyrocket. Do. Law of attraction. That is law of attraction, my friend. Law of attraction. The other day I went to the mall and I was, you know, those under, it's like these parkings you're going up. So this specific mall, it can sometimes be tricky to find like a good parking. Then I turned the corner, and when I turned the corner to go up a level, just straight up ahead was my parking. It's like it was just waiting for me, and I was like, that reminded me of the law of attraction. Even though I didn't really like expect to see it there, it just reminded me of that scene in the law of attraction of how that guy would always look for his parking spot. You'd imagine it, and then always try and like get it as well. I was like, oh, this is perfect. The universe is listening to me here. But you know, it does work. It does work. Like also what is this, like I think it was what, Chinese? It's like Chinese or Japanese science experiment where they played certain sounds towards like water, and then the water crystals would change, right, based off of like the sound. So it was like a sad sound or a happy sound, the water crystal would change. So it's the same way, like when you go throughout your day, that can also affect like how you think, and how your day is gonna be is like 1 in 1, right? So that's why I said, like during the first year when I was losing a lot, I had to switch my mental. So I can keep those crystals positive, right, in my head, because trading is one of those things where every day you have to show up. Like every day you're either gonna be quote unquote a winner or a loser. And you know, that losing thing has a negative connotation to it, because in school when you lose, you know, you get like a punishment for losing. So you kind of have to like already preempt all of that and start fine-tuning your way into like how you're going to survive this learning curve, you know. So you kind of like already expect it. And that's what trading to me is. It's always a craft of being cynical and always expecting the worst, being a warrior in a garden. So that way, when the good times come, you're going to enjoy the good times. When the bad times come, you're going to be ready for the bad times. All right? You can't have too much of a, what do you call it? Dopamine. You can't be too doped up. Dr. Masaru and Emeto's water experiment. Yes. Exactly. Can't be too doped up. Because hey, you don't know what the plan could be. If you've ever heard of the burnt toast theory. So imagine this, you're getting ready for work, right? You're getting ready for work, you put the toast in the toaster, or the bread in the toaster, and your first bread burns. And you're like, damn, man, this is gonna make me late. You know, then you put the second bread in the toaster, and then that's okay, right? But now you're 2 minutes behind. And that being 2 minutes behind meant that you missed a bus. And you missing a bus means you're gonna be late to work, right? But the way the universe sometimes works, strategy is not always a bad thing. Strategy and losing, it's not always a bad thing, because sometimes you need that in your life to protect you from something bad that might happen that you don't know would have happened because of the burnt toast theory. Because now you've been delayed, something could have happened to you, but you're never gonna know. So you know, in life, a lot of people look at the tragedies and the losses like a bad thing, but you need them in your life, right? You can't always be trying and avoiding those things, because they're there to protect you as well. So, you know, it's all a mental model of how you're going to see life. You know, what's your perspective towards life? That's going to determine if you're going to be successful. And remember, being successful is not an external thing. It's an internal thing. I'm not successful. I am success. Right? I am success. And by being success, you manifest success. Success is not an external thing. You know, like happiness. Is happiness an external thing? It's not an external thing. That's why you can't find happiness in material possessions. You have to be happiness to attract happiness. Got some bars. I can't join today because there's no electricity. Laptop is dead. It's taking me this year to apply this to trading. Anyone but me took the trade long here. Yeah, you know, like the thing I think a lot of salespeople do, there's this quote in sales where it's like, it's either a win, it's either you win or you win. Something like that. Let me see. See if I can find it. Either I win or I win sales poster. Because you know the thing about sales, imagine these people who call you on a day-to-day basis and they don't want to have anything to do with you when you're calling them. You know, these brokers call you and you're going to try sell them something, or like insurance companies are going to call you and they're going to try and sell you something. So the mental model of a salesperson is to remain positive. Correct? Because if you don't remain positive, you're not going to be able to do that job. You know, and I think like trading is just one of those things as well. You have to find a way to always remain positive. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to do the job. Because in entrepreneurship, there's a problem every single day. There's going to be a problem. And you're going to have to find ways to solve those problems. So you got to think about like, how can you start protecting your psychology against certain things? Every day there's a problem. You got to fix that problem. The unemployment rates came good. How will it impact gold? Unemployment, let's see. Oh, I got the week already ending here. Unemployment claims 199. We're expecting an increase, so this should actually be bad for the dollar. This should be good for gold. 199 to 213K. So we should see gold move bullish. But how bullish? Don't know. I think like for the most part, what we're kind of like paying most attention to, of course, it's the first week of the month. We're going to have all these red folders, but for the rest of the month, we really got to see how the situation with Trump is going to be. If it can still keep pushing price on gold up. But yeah, we're gonna wait and see what these red folders here are saying. I found it's buying. How did I learn this way of thinking? Obviously, like, books help a lot. I always had that secret book. It was just collecting dust. Like, I had it for years. For a really long time. I was just collecting dust. Until I found trading. Until I found something I could actually set my mind towards. That's when I actually started caring about investing in my kind of like an education, you know? So whenever you're going to reach... You know, this is the thing. Like, some men wake up at 18, some at 20, some at 30. So for me, I woke up at like around 24. I always knew I wanted this, but like I truly woke up around 24 because there's a huge difference between wishful thinking and application. Because I think for the majority part of my life, I did a lot of like wishful thinking and not enough application. So when I found trading, it's like, okay, I got to commit to this. Really went in on this. I saw this was possible. I saw people were doing it. And in my 6th month of trading, that's when I took my first leap towards actually investing in my education. That's when it changed for me. So that's how I said, like, I woke up around 24, 25 when I started trading, when I was about 20, 25. And 6 months in, that's when I was like actually starting to put some skin in the game. Because, you know, you have to have skin in the game. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, trading is no different than being an entrepreneur. Like, you have to get comfortable with putting skin in the game. Because a lot of us are okay with spending money every day on takeout. You know, it's not normal, for example, work a 9-to-5 job and spend so much money on eating out. You know, it's not normal to be buying a Starbucks, which costs you like $10 and you're buying that like every day. You know, like for us, it's a lot more normal to spend money on like clothes or maybe a video game, you know, $70 on a video game, you buy multiple of those. But when it comes to spending money on ourselves and our education and our self-development, it feels like an investment. It feels like something that we don't want to do necessarily, correct? Because it's boring. It feels a bit more like admin. But you have to start doing those plays. You have to start making those plays. So 6 months in, that was the first time I started like buying my first course. But before that, I already started spending money now on books, which I had never done before. Spending money on books. And then at some point I was spending too much money on books, so I started downloading them for free. But the idea here was that we want to make it real. You know, that's why I always say, people, when you start trading, don't start on a demo account. Like, start on a demo account to understand what trading is. But even if you're risking $1 a trade, you want it to be as real as possible. Correct? Like, I think that's the whole idea over there. And that thinking is something that's going to be like in line with what you want to achieve. Because trust me, like, what got you here is not going to get you there. Correct? So you always got to think like, well, what do I need to do? What do these other people do that I'm not doing? Because I'm here now and they're there. So what's the difference between me and that guy? And the difference is the thinking, and it's also now the patterns that they form for themselves, like on a day-to-day basis. Like from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, what's your pattern like? That's the easiest way to think about it. You know, do you have success patterns or do you have procrastination patterns? You know, like there's this one thing that for me, I was also thinking the other day was I kind of sometimes spend a bit too much time on social media. Sometimes I get stuck in that TikTok loop or Instagram reel loop. So I'm like, okay, so how can I make this productive? Right? So now I started doing this. So like the only time that I'm going to watch TikTok reels or like Instagram reels is if I can make it a productive event in my life, you know? So now I started thinking, okay, so maybe we're going to share some value here. So instead of like watching these things and then talking to myself about my opinions, we're going to record these things, you know, and start sharing like some value about these certain events, you know? So I think that's what it is. Like, just look out through your whole day. What could you improve to make more productive, right? Instead of just wasting time. What are we saying for gold price at the end of 2026? Like 5K plus. 2026. Yeah, easy 5K. Let's see what we do in 5K plus for sure. This was 2025. So even if you take this range, this is insane, man. Look at 2025 here. So this was from January all the way till December, where we hit, damn, that's December high. Now this was the biggest year for gold, correct? So can we replicate that same thing? Most likely not, but we can get pretty close. So we're looking at 5K. Let's say a range between $5,000 to $6,000. That's gonna be what we would anticipate, at least for the yearly candlestick. How crazy parabolic would that be, though? Because if you look at the quarterly, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullish candles in a row currently. We haven't had any pullbacks yet. So I would say like 5K. 5K is definitely the start. See if we can get a 5K first. Let's see how these other things are doing, like Tesla. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at the way we hit 500 here. Right to the T. You see, these zones are like magnets. You got 500 psychological mark right there. Right to the T. Hey, what's up, John Moens? Nice to see you in the chat. Nice to see you in the chat, sir. Oil is still being lazy here, being a dopey one at $56 a barrel, not really doing nothing. Let's see, we got platinum. Gbpjpy USD. We cancel that. Bring this one here. Platinum's also on the way down. See how silver is doing. Silver is also on the way down. Looks like the high performing commodities here are all coming down on the dailies. They're all retracing right now. Then we got GJ, the crazy X. But GJ is looking nice. If it can break below support over here on the daily, have like some kind of a retracement. GJ helped me a lot in the past. It was a really nice instrument. And it is still a pretty decent instrument to trade. But how can you not focus on gold? You know, I'd rather lose a trade on gold than GJ. See, euro US dollar 5K will be sweet. Even numbers, yeah, I like even numbers. We also made a video about this too. But yeah, we got like 4420 over here was kind of like the even number. Because you see, like before 4420, there's nothing else. There's just 4419, 4418, 4417. So sometimes you kind of use those even numbers like this, like clean. We call them like clean numbers. Clean numbers. Because we know like the range can get mopped up, right? But it's not always going to do it like 100% clean, like based off the structure. So you can always gauge and see where's price going to potentially react off of. So, you know, you got like 4420 over there as the spot where price going to react off. 4420. Sometimes we're also going to use the SMAs too. Sometimes you got the SMAs like literally right there. And you're going to see those reactions too. And this is beautiful little SMA crossover for price to shoot up. Anyway, that break and retest off that 8 and 50 with the mouth. Remember the mouth. See how the mouth is facing. See, you got that crossover. The mouth is facing bullish like this. Boom. What is this? What is this, chat? What is this? See if anyone gets it. In the Discord, what is this? Yes, sir. That's that reversal. That's our reversal from this support right over here. So it's the same thing that we said that, you know, could be a reversal here for this support area. But the thing is, like, price would have to break this high. for that to be a reversal of that area over there. It'd have to break that high. You see, but it didn't break the high, so it didn't get that reversal. But it did it here. This is a structure that was formed. And then the market gives you a warning. Sometimes it gives you a warning, sometimes not. Of late, I feel like my trades haven't been getting much of a warning. But when it gives you the warning, then you got to take that warning. You see, like, it gave them the warning right here. It's like basically inverted the scale. It's basically what happened here. It's the same thing happening here. Just in a different structure. Right? Remember, you got to be a little bit creative when it comes to trading. You can't be a scientist when it comes to such a thing like this. You know, the more you become a scientist, the more you find yourself in these situations where maybe you get stopped out break even, maybe you close a trade too early, maybe you're just trying to be a bit more of a perfectionist. Then that's when it doesn't work. Like, imagine if an artist is painting a picture, but he's trying to do it by the book. It's not going to be the same art than if he just did the painting. You know, Starry Night. You know, Starry Night wasn't painted using some kind of a template. It was just painted based off of the guy's creativity, right? So trading is kind of like the same thing. Like, you can't be a scientist. And I know a lot of you smart money concept people think you're going to break this thing down to a science. So you're going to say Wyckoff theory and you're going to talk about all of these things. But I tried those things, scientific trading, and you still need to be a bit having a creative part of your brain over there. Even to find the spring, for example, like a Wyckoff theory, even to find the spring or whatever it is, you still have to be creative enough to see, like, where is that spring? Is that spring gonna be? Trading's not easy. It's the hardest way to make easy money. You know, the hardest part about trading is just getting stuck in. Like, literally, that's the hardest part about trading, is getting stuck in. The rest of it is relatively easier because now you followed your rule. You have to follow your rule till the point you get stuck in. That's the hardest part about trading, right? But once you get stuck in, it's relatively easier at that point because you have the variables of what potential will happen. If you either gonna secure profits, manage your risk. You know, you already kind of like know what you're gonna do. But you see, getting stuck in, like seeing an entry like this. I also this an entry model right here, the break of these lows. Identifying that and then taking the trade, that's the hardest part. Because, you know, you got to hold yourself accountable. Looks like the poll is over. What do we get? Winning answer, 100%. Good setup or bad setup for sells. Let's go. Anybody from Canada here? Looks like it's snowing in Canada like crazy. I don't think I could ever survive in Canada. It's like more cold. You have more cold months than sunny months. How'd you survive? Compete. How do you... Oh, yep. I'm from Canada, BC. My brother's girlfriend, my brother's wife's brother lives in Toronto. And it's always like, man, it's so cold. So cold over here. But Canada is beautiful. Canada has about like, what is it? More than 50% of all the world's lakes. And y'all are the third biggest oil reserves. Yeah, Canada holds about 60 to 62% of all lakes. Larger than 0.1 square kilometers, totaling over 2 million lakes, which cover roughly 9% of its surface area and contains a significant portion of the world's fresh water. How about that? Can you believe this? How about this? AJ, do you also say about? Well, what Canadians are the ones which say with that strong accent. A boot to take this trade. Canada is home to over 2 million lakes. Beautiful. This is like a hiker's paradise. Any good new movies, bud? No, I'm still waiting for I haven't watched Avatar yet. I want to watch Avatar. I'm still waiting for like a good copy to come out. I don't go to the cinema anymore. So waiting for Avatar to come out here. And then I'm going to watch it. But besides from that, I don't think there's anything else. The last thing I watched was Predator Badlands, which was actually pretty interesting. Got Zootopia here. Joshua says Zootopia is pretty nice. Zootopia 2. Haven't watched that yet. Yeah, there's nothing, man. Like, you know, the thing is, 2025 was just not a good year. It wasn't a good year for video games. It wasn't really a good year for movies either. How about this Wicked movie? I watched the first Wicked. It was alright, but I don't think I'm gonna watch this. Ariana Grande. She lost a lot of weight. I don't know why celebrities do that to themselves. She probably did it for the movie though, but still. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I watched Demon Slayer. This is no wait, no, I got this on the bucket list. Demon Slayer. I recently watched Chainsaw Man. Now You See Me was also pretty good. Jesse Heisenberg, love this guy. One of my favorite actors, this guy. I like him because like he's literally the same character in real life. What you see him in the movies. Yeah, I'm waiting on I still gotta watch season 2. I still gotta watch the last episode of Stranger Things too. Man, I saw that episode like 2 hours long and I was like, no way. I gotta find a time where I'm gonna have like 2 hours. You know, like how every day you set aside 2 hours to look at the charts. I gotta find a time that I gotta set 2 hours to watch Stranger Things. Off to the gym, great session. Hey, enjoy. Yeah, I hit the gym yesterday. I already paid my dues for the week, so I'm good. I was thinking like every week is like just a week when you're gonna go to the gym, you gotta pay your dues. So dues have been paid. Movies have sucked for a few years, but TV was good. Was a good year for TV shows. Something similar to the movie Gold. Watch Fool's Gold if you haven't. Matthew McConaughey. It's a really good one. Fool's Gold. I think Matthew McConaughey did 2 gold movies. He did Fool's Gold and he did another gold movie where he went into the jungle and he was basically like mining gold. So you got like two of those movies. Yeah, I love movies. I watch way too many movies. I'm the type of guy, you're gonna ask me to watch a movie, I'll probably say I already watched it. I'm like, oh man, can't watch anything with this guy. Breaking Bad, my best movie ever. I'm rewatching Breaking Bad currently at the moment. I just finished season 1. You gotta find time for yourself, you know. At the end of the day, it's like especially when you start entrepreneurship, you start businesses, because trading is not the only thing I do, right? So after trading, I also have other things that I do, but you always gotta find like time for yourself throughout the day. So you get good at doing that too. It's also a skill. Find time for yourself. I feel like a reversal is incoming. AJ, do you know this channel over here? These are the only Canadian. These are Canadians that you know, from time to time I kind of like watch the videos. They're like, she says a boot. They're like very. These guys are like, I think these guys are like quite, they got quite a stronger accent though. We ate the best and worst foods at Shanghai Disneyland. Oh yeah, they're in love with Disney. Let's see what Goldie's doing. Kill zones, London session, boom boom, sold off. Broken into a range. Nice little sell-off situation that happened right over here. That was that break. So it doesn't seem like there's a shock in the water today. Got a nice little break over here. So where did it push to? Had that clean range. Again, same range theory that we speak about. Boom. Clean traffic down towards that next support. Just like this one had towards that support. But again, it doesn't always have to fill the range. As you can see, it's not a good idea to be greedy because obviously price comes back to your entry. So this was the second trade that we've called here for the day. So we took one trade and we called this trade. And right now, let's see what else is going to happen. Yeah, there's nothing. There's no setup here at this point. It's coming back to retest these entries. But there is nothing. I took the sell, secured 39. Nice. Nice one, Momar. Yeah, push around like what, 46 pips. Doesn't seem like there's a shock today. But since we got unemployment claims, it seems like we got a range that we're most likely going to be holding from here to here. It's about like 244 pips. Might end up holding this range up towards obviously like New York session. Then we're going to have unemployment claims. Go here on the 8th. Yeah, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. So that's kind of the only thing you want to look out for. So far, 2026 has been alright. Not a bad start into the year for me. I got lucky with the sells. Tap B for me. Oh, you got unlucky with the sells. What sells? The second sell or the first sell? Yeah, the first sell pushed. I mean, the second sell pushed. What was it, like 13? I think it was about 13 points before it started coming up. Still too early for BE. Let's say at least 16 points. I've been sitting outside smoking, and for the past 20 minutes, a street cleaner has been sitting with me. I chat to her sometimes. She thinks you're a handsome Vic. Oh, you gotta hook me up there. Some of that Asian persuasion in China. She couldn't understand, but she watched. Nice. Asian persuasion. Off. All right, nice. Yeah, enjoy that gym. Try one movies. One movies. What is you? You want me to pirate movies? We don't do pirate. I don't pirate movies. I watch free movies, online, TV shows, streaming. All right, let's see what it does. Breaking Bad. Zootopia 2. Tron. Isn't Tron like with that actor who's has a cult or something like that? What's his name? Tron actor. Tron movie actor. Yeah, Jared Leto. Man, this guy has like, guy's got a cult. He's got this kind of interesting aura about him. It's like those guys from Scientology. Or like a Tom Cruise weird aura. Yeah, is this him? Yeah, Tron looks like trash. I'm not gonna watch Tron. I think I watched the first one, but I think it got a 6.3. Not bad. Oh, nice. One movie is actually a pretty good website. This looks clean. Chat. Oh man, I love it. That's awesome. Straight to the point. Marty Supreme. Oh, I wanted to watch this. This was on my bucket list as well. What is it, like a professional, a table tennis player? Marty Supreme. You got an 8.3. This is on the bucket list. 2026. January 20. Dude, it's not even, we haven't even got to January 23rd yet. This is January 23rd. It's supposed to be 2025. Oh man, the quality here is trash though. Maybe that means when the good quality comes out, right? January 23rd, 2026. Maybe the movie just came out. Yeah, release date December 21st, 2025. Still a pretty new movie. I want to watch that one. Which is the best broker other than XNES? IC Market's pretty good. Oh, you got B at the second one? You should wait at least 16 pips. At least 16 pips before putting it to break even. Because yeah, you said you're going to get these sometimes pushed. I think it did about 13 there or some roughly like that. But I guess we're trying to be safe, huh? But it was a pretty nice trade because it also had a... It pretty much had that same confluence here too. You got the shotgun entry. You know, someone asking like what the shotgun entry is? The shotgun entry right there. This is the same entry. Same entry we're speaking about here. So that setup was nice because it had a shotgun entry and it has shotgun entry and the consolidation break. See, like these are all like shotgun type of concept entries right over here, but these are like swing entry models too. But the idea is like when price creates that support and you're expecting it to go a certain direction, you're waiting for your confirmation. right? Sometimes you get the candle closure, or sometimes we get that swing entry model too. So yeah, that was nice. That's pretty much what you just got for these cells right there. Boom. Also, maybe like small liquidity grab that happened there too. Break above the highs such as this, and then to come down, push downwards. Fill that range. Nice 8 SMA. This one we got the 8 and the 50. So just about the 8. It's got the 5-minute in our favor too. This one you're kind of trading against a 5, but the space before you tapping into the 5. Let's see. Boom. By the time you tap that 5, you're already going to be like 17, 18 pips in profit. 5-minute SMA. I think beyond that point, there still hasn't been any setup yet. So there's only been 2 setups so far since London session opened. Just had one here, a second one here. So now it's just swinging more than anything else. I think the important thing is like, man, if you can come onto the chart and then hold yourself accountable to like where the setups are going to be, that's kind of where you want to be, right? Because now we can easily see since the London Open to where we are right now that there's only been 2 plays based off the certain thing that we're looking to happen in the market. Correct? So you're going to tend to see like that a really good strategy is not going to give you back to back trade. Oh wait, there was one right over here too. There's one right over here, potential entry, but that was like for buy. It confirmed the buy. You see, it shouldn't be even breaking the direction it doesn't want to go towards. Like here, it broke the lows and came down. Here, it broke the highs. It didn't break that. It didn't break the lows. It broke the highs to move up. Here, it broke the lows to move down. You got like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 setups, and all you got to do every day is like see how can you execute on a plan that's according to what you want to see at the time that you want to trade, and how can you consistently do that. And in the beginning, it pays to wait for the safest type of structure, like the cleanest kind of structure that you can find. Yeah, like so far about like 3. Those are like quite easy to find too. These are like all medium-sized plays. I thought that we were like 1 here as well, coming in earlier. I guess that could have been a potential entry right here too, but I opted for the break of the larger one just to be on the safer side. Yeah, I got like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, the trading is not about learning like a new strategy every time. Like some of you all are strategy hopping way too much. That's why you're not finding consistency, because you're still waiting for like some kind of holy grail and you're never gonna find it. Holy grail is within you. You are success. You're not gonna find success out there. I've looked for it. I didn't find it. A lot of people don't find it like that. You gotta find it within themselves. If you want to find success out there, then I would recommend you to start gold mining. Start gold mining, start diamond mining. Go and mine for some kind of a resource. You know, then you're going to find success out there. But in trading, you're not going to find the holy grail. That's why a lot of people fall victim to robots, algorithms. But yeah, if I had an algorithm, if I had a robot, I wouldn't sell it. Because why would you sell it? You could be on a beach drinking a margarita while that thing trades for you. You don't have to wake up early anymore. Or you don't have to work anymore. Cold 1 hour looks like it's setting up a nice buy. But maybe not until NY. Yeah, still gonna wait till NY. We are how many more? 20 more minutes till 5 a.m. Eastern candlestick over there. See, I'm not Canadian. I just live here as an international student. I don't really know much about their accents since I've always been in BC. Fair enough. Volume remains on course for fresh all-time highs as Trump sets his sights on Greenland and other regions following the military operation in Venezuela. Lingering geopolitical uncertainty. Yeah, same old news. Trump, we will rebuild Venezuela in a very profitable way. US oversight over Venezuela could last for years. What are they doing with this president? Where do they have him like held up is my question. Continue the deepen trade relations with Venezuela. No, like for real chat, like anybody know where that guy is? Where are they holding the Venezuela? He's sitting in a Brooklyn jail. I don't run a country, but now sits in a Brooklyn jail? What are his defenses? Dude, no way to put this guy in a prison. I'm not even sure, like, you know, I feel like we just woke up one day and he was kidnapped, but I didn't see any kind of like build up towards us. I don't understand why exactly that the US is going against Venezuela right now. And frankly, I don't need to know that. I just need to know there's some kind of attention that's pushing gold. But it is quite interesting still. How is this guy sitting in a Brooklyn jail? Like a whole president sitting in a Brooklyn jail with his wife, Celia Flores. That's actually wild. In jail. Same jail as Diddy? Maybe it's a nice jail, you know? One of those jails where they're gonna give you like some kind of a luxuries. I could see the Department of Justice convincing a judge of their possession that he actually isn't the true head of state and he is not properly elected, and I think most nations in the world would agree with that. Yeah, politics is a dirty game. I think it takes a certain type of person to be in politics. It's very difficult to make changes in policies because you're inheriting traumas from previous leaderships. So it's the same thing like Barack Obama. You know, Barack Obama, he came into this seat, I feel like really wanting to make some kind of a change until he realized, man, there's so much red tape and there's so much trauma caused by previous leaders that it's almost impossible to make those changes that you want to make. Then you got mafias as well, and you have like all these different sectors to deal with. And Obama was looking quite old and gray towards the end. He started off so young, and then it like finished looking all like gray and stuff. But obviously he got older, but still, man, it's a very stressful game. Politics. Yeah, there's too many opinions, you know, there's too many sides and there's too much back and forth. You gotta be like very patient. Or you're gonna become like a dictator like Putin or Trump is. Because you know they kind of also have like Trump is an entrepreneurial spirit, right? So this guy likes to get things done. And he uses force, as you can clearly see what he's done with Venezuelan president. Like he uses force and he wants to get things just moving. And when it comes to politics, there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of debating and listening to people that can really stunt growth. And that's one thing as an entrepreneur is you don't want to have that back and forth continuously with people. Correct? Like you just always want to move forward. The very long timeline of Trump and Maduro. This was Trump right here. What she say? He's with 6ix9ine. Yeah, 6ix9ine's also in jail, right? He's like, I stole that shit. That was Trump. Yeah, 6ix9ine is also in jail right now. Seems gold stopped the falling, looking for reversal. See, gold 1 hour looks like it's setting up for a nice buy, but maybe not until NY. Okay, there's little fakies about these highs. Fakey. That's something like another shotgun entry. Potential. It's gonna close in like 2 minutes 40 seconds. Looks like this same setup that's about to happen there too. Oh. Found one thing that's very useful in trading. If you feel it's difficult to trade, that mostly means that not the right trade. Most win are easy and smooth. 100% Jackie. It should like come to you, right? Like when you come onto the chart, and the easier it is that you see it, the better. But sometimes you're gonna have to like force these type of entries, and those are usually not the good ones. But it just comes down to patience. You know, I feel like if you master patience, then you're gonna be able to sit on your hands a lot longer, so you can wait for those really good plays. Patience is a virtue. Man, this thing's mopping up without even giving a nice entry like this one did. Because that one closed like a lot sooner. This one's like already pushing. It's already distributing. No breakout there. Would have been nice if that created a support first. Like here. Get a candlestick first close such as this. And then get the next candle start to come down like that. That would have been perfect, but that would have been a lot cleaner, such as this right here. But you see, it just went through, so we didn't get that bullish closure. It just like bled through it. Just like a lot. Sometimes I feel like that's a bit risky. I do see these ones play out from time to time, but yeah, I'd rather wait for like that support to be formed. Man, it's really nice day here today. Weather's pretty good. We got some sunshine here. There's my sunshine emoji. Yeah, pretty good. We're just gonna hold this range, most likely up until New York. It's like 200 pip. 250. It's pretty nice sunshine in the charts. Sun's out. Da, da, da. But we got a big ass cloud coming in right over here. So up until it's like 8:30. We got sunshine, let's say up until 8. We got sunshine up until 8. Then we got the big NFP cloud is coming in. No, NFP unemployment claims. Cloud's gonna be coming in over here. And it's gonna start like a bit overcast, and you get that shadow. And you get the unemployment claims, and then the cloud's gonna go on its way. And then you're gonna have a clean day to trade. No more fundamentals. You gotta trade around those fundamentals. Otherwise, you're gonna get whips. But that's good. That's the only thing. Unemployment claims. Besides from that, we're in the clear. Tomorrow is non-farm payrolls. So when a lot of people start ruining it, you know, you're gonna be ruining it here on a Friday. Let's see what we got. 64 to 66k. So we're expecting good numbers on our NFP for the dollar, which means bearish gold potentially. But this difference is not that big, so most likely gonna come out neutral. Comes out neutral, it's a little bit more unpredictable. But that's it. Unemployment claims, NFP. I don't think we've gotten the rate decisions there change either. Let's see. No, it's still like 80. What's that? 88.4%, no change. Yeah, it still hasn't changed. Also, March 57.2, but the easing's gone up. But you see, within the first quarter, or actually this beginning of the second quarter, that we're expecting some kind of increase in probability of easing by 54.7%. The first month of the second quarter. Yeah, possibly for this first quarter, might not get anything because we only got January and March. We shall see. But nothing right now that we're waiting for any kind of rate cuts. Remember, drink more water, chat. Don't trade like a raisin. Just know if Trump ever comes for you, Vic, I will mobilize TFX gang and we will get you out. Let's go, Woods. I'll put a TFX gang in a few Black Hawk Downs. I found one thing that's very useful into trading. Oh yeah, definitely. If it's difficult, don't trade it. Because your gut feeling is right most of the time. That's what I tend to realize. Most of the time your gut feeling is right. Like if it's a clean setup and it should play out, then you know that this is gonna have a better chance of obviously playing out. Sometimes you have that gut feeling that you're maybe not too sure about it. You gotta listen to that instinct. What's the URL for One Movies website? I just type One Movies in Google. How is 6ix9ine going back to jail? I don't think this guy was already done with that. Is it? That's a problem. Like, you know, keeping money in all the industries is so difficult. It doesn't matter if you're a trader or a musician. Keeping the money you make is so difficult. This guy lost so much money too. Man, like even Kanye West lost so much money. At one point, Kanye West was a billionaire. Let's see what his net worth is now. Keeping the money you make? Sheesh. What? Places him 2.77 billion. This Kanye West net worth varies by source. I thought this guy lost his money. How is he still making money with all that controversy? Yeah, I think because the main thing he was making money from was in that contract he had with Nike or something. So just figures as high as 6.6 billion from his Yeezy brand before discrepancies with Forbes conservative estimates emerged. Who's richer, Kanye West or Jay-Z? Kanye West is the richest musician on earth. He is worth 2.77 billion, while Jay-Z is worth 2.55. Imagine being a rat and the world knows about it, then going back to prison. That's a squeaky bum time, I reckon. Hey, Deborah, thank you for the sub. Have you watched The Day of the Jackal yet? Amazing series. Nope. Got an 8.1. But I don't really recognize these actors here. Maybe this guy. Charles Dance. Alright, Goldie, what are we doing? See a daily target. If price continues to move down, we're probably looking at around 4,400. It's like how many pips? It's about like 322, which it should be like light work because the daily itself hasn't really moved anywhere. It's still kind of low volume. You see, it's like an hourly candlestick which hasn't yet had its move. At the same time, it could easily flip. I would not be surprised to see this flip. If it flips, we're coming back to retest 4,500. See how we tapped into it already once? So that was our first target as we heading towards 4,600. So now we still got to break above 45. So we can get 46. But yeah, I'm still waiting for gold's bull run to kick in. We haven't yet fully kicked in on the gold bull run. Obviously, like previous dailies, it's still bearish. I'm waiting on this volume to start coming in, see if I can get some really good runners. 'Cause I think we're due for at least one more try towards the all-time highs, at least 4,600, before any like major tumbling. But you see, it is breaking into a range right now, gold. It's basically accumulating. So you have some kind of a resistance, you got support down over here. You see, overall it's ranging. We're range bound as the new year has started. Because what we were anticipating was that price would just keep moving up from even this candle here like this, break that all-time highs, and then still have that euphoria in the market. But you see, we're literally at the pick of euphoria in terms of gold buys. So this roller coaster, you know, it's gonna have to take a break here. So we have a range. Now you can see it a bit better, especially if this daily candle here closes bearish. If it flips and closes bullish, awesome. We're just making a support to continue to support the idea that price can move up. But if it closes bearish, it's going to look more range bound. And this is what we've been also reading in terms of macro fundamentals, that that gold is due for some kind of profit taking or range in 2026 before we start moving up again. Maybe like Q1 probably like end up respecting some kind of ranges. Let's see from here. We gotta clean up this. See, from this low to that high. Q1 hasn't really shown us its cards yet. Got about 2 months, 24 days for that quarterly candle there closes, but definitely starting to break into a sideways movement. I'm gonna have to consult the magicians of the marketing world. So let's go and consult them. Will gold move to
Sparta!
to 4,600 by Q1? Let's see. Can gold move to 4,600 by Q1? Cleansing the deck. Pick 3 cards. Oh, Bitcoin has risen. Thus, as the trade may rise and fall, I foresee that gold will not reach 4,600 by Q1. Its climb is fraught with challenges. That's a shame. Bitcoin has risen. All trading wanes and death is never the end. You've experienced hardships, it's true, but the path to eternal glory now lies just ahead. Pray and prepare, for you are about to go on a wild ride. Bitcoin's so sad. Bitcoin's the only thing which is not creating all-time highs. Like everything else was moving quite nice, but Bitcoin. I somehow feel bad for the Bitcoin industry from time to time, you know? These crypto guys. These crypto guys are they're so excited. So excited when price moves down. But I feel like most of the time the crypto guys are always like in some kind of a fear. You know, with crypto. They're always in some kind of an anxiety over there. So like when price is moving up, you're actually feeling happy for them. Because now they gotta deal with this. You know, like the fact that if price breaks 80k on crypto, then on Bitcoin, I mean. On Bitcoin, then man, this thing's coming down. This thing's coming downtown. Coming down to 60k. 60k. So this 80k is that hodl right over here. We break 80k, it's curtains. And the thing about the people in the crypto space, from what I've seen as well, like some of them don't really know about like trading concepts. They know about price action because everybody's in crypto. Everybody talks about crypto. You watch a podcast, people are talking about crypto. Oh, what you do? I have cryptocurrencies. But those guys don't actually know how to read price action. You know, they're just in it for the hype. So you're gonna see like 80k is gonna be buy the dip. 60k, buy the dip. 40k, buy the dip. That's all that they know in vocabulary is buy the dip. But buy low, sell highs. It's only ever really one low and one high. So how are you gonna catch it? It's much harder to catch the low and high than it is to scalp within ranges. Because sometimes people like try and catch the move, like let's say from here, they want to catch the low fair value gap inversion or whatever you call it. They want to catch the low. But I would say the meat of the move is usually happening in the middle of the ranges. So I prefer like trading in the middle of the ranges, get a slice of the cake in there. At least then that's giving you more of like idea where price is heading than assuming the falling knife is going to be the low and you're going to catch the low. You like rather wait for price to set up, boom, 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 and then take your entry and then catch the meat of the move, which is happening in between the ranges. Thoughts on BTC these days? Yeah, it's just range bound BTC. It's waiting on GTA 6 to come out. So then they're gonna have that correlation that it can move up then. Yeah, but it's waiting. It's waiting for something. I don't know if it's waiting for GTA 6 or Jesus Christ, but it's waiting for something here. You know, I still can't believe this thing is saying a 1 to 2 risk to reward on Jesus Christ returning before GTA 6. That's quite interesting. I wonder who are these people that they're actually betting this, that it can happen this year. And I don't know if they're serious about this. You know, the thing about religion, you're gonna have some serious people. Like people with religion, they're so serious, man. They're so serious. Even that joke that I made right now, man, they're gonna say, I can't believe you disrespect the Lord like that. You know, how dare you say such thing? It's like, bro, chill. It's not that serious. Like, you're gonna treat this like you're in a cult now. You know, like, look at this. There's a huge difference between common sense and being delusional. You know, and that's not disrespectful. That's just what it is. You know, if you ask any sane person, they're gonna tell you there's a higher probability that GTA will come out before Jesus Christ returns to this earth. And even if he returns to this earth, it wouldn't even matter that you lost any money at that point. So it's a win-win. But you know, there's some people here who are betting that he's gonna return before GTA, and that's coming from some kind of an ego, I think. You're gonna lose money like that. You're gonna lose money when your ego comes into play. But let's say also the risk reward is not that great. If you say no and he does end up coming, then it's still a 1 to 2. Trump out as president. New Rihanna album. Drake releases Iceman. Looks like an easy bet to me. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, that one. It's not even disrespectful. It's just what it is, right? Because as traders, our mind is developed to think in terms of probabilities. We don't think in terms of emotions and politics. But this one is on gold. I mean, on Bitcoin. If you want to see Bitcoin skyrocket, it's gotta at least break 95. 95 psychological. Then it's gonna come up towards say about like 116, 115. My Bitcoin higher time frame analysis is actually peak. I don't think I rarely fumble on the HDF analysis on BTC. We've been calling out BTC since these weekly lows right over here. So we said like price is accumulating, break of accumulation to fill the range, and that got mopped up. And that was a second BTC analysis I ever did. My first one was here, retest 65 to come down to 15. My second one was a break of structure to continue moving out bullish. And then there are all of these pit stops I always talk about. Same thing as you see on gold. It's going to give you like a small pit stop like this, kind of like so you can hop onto the next train, so price can continue to move in your direction. All right, so it's pushing. Another pit stop happened right over here. Very choppy one, but you can see accumulation, then distributed again. They got accumulation here, distributed to the downside. Potential reversal play that happened here, but you're going to have to go on a daily to see it. Yeah, you see that accumulation? Look at this. So this is us on the daily, right? Pay attention to this. This is us here on the daily time frame. And see what happened, like that break of structure, a little accumulation, then reversal. We go on gold. It was same thing that happened right here. At a shorter duration of time. Break of structure, accumulation, and then go up. Then going bullish. I can't get the lines. I can't get this to line up perfectly, but you can see it right here. That's our warning sign. That's our reversal confirmation from the market to tell you to watch out before it gives whips. But you see, it's the same thing, but you're never going to expect markets to print the same exact way every time. They say the market has never really printed a certain pattern exactly the same way. So it's like a zebra, you know, like a zebra. All the zebras look kind of similar in the wild, but zebras all have their own special kind of like a pattern. Like you're gonna have your fingerprints. You all got a special fingerprint. No one has the same fingerprint as you. Even though if you put your fingerprint like this and Ricardo puts his fingerprint like this, it looks like the same thing, but it's a unique fingerprint. Correct? So there's saying that the market also has unique fingerprints every day. It's never the same thing, but it's same but different. So that's what we happened over here. The accumulation break, reversal pattern, same thing that happened here on Goldie too. So you're never really gonna run away from, as I say, from learning the skill. No setup yet. See that 5 minute. 5 minute came, close. It closed quite strong, so this didn't give like quite a nice opportunity to get stuck in like here. So far still no setup. No setup there. Yeah, that one, this one, that one. Yeah, that's it. Now we're at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Eastern. The slow hourly candle. And this is typically for me. Same but different. Yes, sir. Poly market gives 44% chance. Gold hits 4,600 by end of January. 4,600 by end of January. Really? Man, that's a nice bet. I'll take that bet. That it wouldn't hit 4,600 by the end of January. Oh, wait. We have 1, 2, 3 more weeks. 4,600. Let's see. That's actually a tricky one. That is actually a tricky one. Because 4,600 is in striking distance. All we need is a support to be formed. Because if you look at gold and you look at silver, they're all doing the same thing. The gold, silver. If you look at platinum, they're all doing the same thing. They're all coming down, right? Platinum, silver, gold. So it's like we're just seeing some profit. These highest performing assets of 2025, mind you. So they do need eventually some sort of some kind of a retracement, you know. So I think that's what we're seeing right now. And we're going to see prices start to move up. Like, as soon as we start creating supports, oh, that's going to be interesting. Because we're going to see potential support on silver. We're going to see maybe hopefully the potential support on platinum. And it kind of looks like they're moving in correlation right now too. They have similar structure. So we might see that exuberance come in for all those top 3 commodities there. GJ, I don't know about GJ. I think GJ needs to break the support to come down, but it's currently in this bullish momentum. So if it re-breaks these highs, you got to see a potential continuation like this on the pound yen to continue moving up towards a, let's see, GJ on the quarterly. Oh, we're breaking quarterly resistance. Yeah, we break quarterly resistance, then this thing should be off to the races. We should be expecting for the year up ahead that the pound's going to gain in strength towards like 250. Because you see, you got clean traffic. So this looks like a good year for the pound, to be honest. Like 2025 was not a good year for the pound. It was one of the worst years, in my opinion, that the pound performed in 2025. Worst years. 2025, I broke up with GJ. You know, it started acting like a crazy X over there. So I was like, man, I can't trade GJ anymore. Low volume, unpredictability. You know, it's like low energy. Like, man, can't deal with this. But I think like 2026, GJ is going to be... It's set for a really nice bull run. You can even see on the previous quarterly. It had closed. But we're right under the support, but our resistance. But once we get through it, it should be continuing to move up. And I don't know, kind of like comfortable with gold right now to go back to GJ. What the DXY is doing. Dollar index. Still respecting 100, looking for this thing to tumble down. Still expecting weakness on this, but you can see it's somewhat gaining strength right now. We're just in a very gray area, I would say, generally speaking, in the market. It's kind of a gray area. You see with the DXY, and then we look at things like gold, platinum, silver. We're kind of like in a gray or muddy waters until we have some kind of a structure. And that structure is the one I'm saying, like that support, if we can get a support on the daily. Because right now, it's like, you know, we're waking up thinking that gold is going to be at ATH, but we're waking up and seeing gold bearish. Bearish with bursts of volume to the upside. Hey, Wardy, nice to see you in here. Yeah, I'm doing awesome. Do poly markets have the liquidity to move the market enough that everyone jumps in and gets it to 4,600? If a good amount of people jump in, yes. Most likely, I mean. You see, that's the thing like about the market though. It won't have any problem liquidating any. Like we can have 500,000 people all jump in and say, we want to push this thing to this amount. Right? But if the market doesn't, it will put that order in and you will see price move in that direction. But if it's not a genuine like thing that can keep holding and people keep buying, for example, it's going to come and correct. That's what I've tended to see happen on the LTF quite a lot. Like you can have a single individual like even push price of these entry models, these consolidation breakouts. But if there's not enough sellers, then it won't keep going down. Right? You need still more selling pressure here, more orders. If there's not enough, the market's going to come down and say, oh, look at this. We're drying up here some liquidity. You know, it's getting dry here. So got to go back up. Got to go back up, see if there's anyone selling. And by the time it's coming back up, you know, also the sentiment is changing. So sentiment, maybe the sellers are not in the market anymore. Then you're going to see price keep moving up in that direction. And that's how the market operates. But you know, like having a book map or something of the sort like that, it's not going to make it any easier for you to trade. I think what makes it easier is just to understand just that concept in its own will make it easier. Because if you start throwing like a book map on there, it's just going to create you with some kind of like analysis paralysis, you know? You're going to see these numbers and this indications, and it's not going to be coming from a place of genuine experience, confidence. Yeah, still no setup here. It's still like swinging a little bit. Oh, maybe actually this one. It's a bigger one though. It's much bigger. Starting to break that one. So it's like this, but it's slightly bigger. It's been magnified. Yeah, so I guess I'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a much bigger one. Well, what usually confirms it as well is the distribution. If you see a nice distribution, because that was the whole idea behind this entry model, is to see, okay, so like price moves. When you see price move, like where is it moving from, and how can I catch these kind of like swings, right? And what happens all the time that we get like some kind of a swing like this? What happens? What kind of a confirmation is there? Sometimes it's random like this, but then sometimes there's a consistency to how that plays out. Like, okay, so I'm gonna paper trade this for like a month, maybe 2 months, then you gotta start executing on it. So I was paper trading that for like maybe like 1 or 2 months, because before I used to do the strategy where it's like a 5-minute would come down to support, and then based off the support it was in, when the next candlestick would break the previous 5-minute highs, then I would get in, right? That's what I predominantly used to trade, because I got to the point where I was learning too much that I wanted to simplify the process. So the way I could simplify was like looking for something like an entry model, such as a 5-minute support, add support, break the previous highs to continue moving upwards. Like what happened here, or like even what happened. Let's see if we can find another example. Yeah, sometimes like this, then you get faked out, right? But at the same time, I was watching these consolidations and I was wondering like, how can I get in on these moves? So as I was still executing on these kind of like plays, also watching this like afterwards, I wouldn't leave the chart. Some of you take a trade, some of you come to stream, you look at the stream, you look at the trade. Did he take a trade? Did he not take a trade? You take the trade and then you go off to the next stream. Majority of those people are never gonna make it. Like, it's just the truth, because man, I've been in this industry for so long. I know the mental model of a lot of these people and how they operate, and that's what most of them tend to do. They like jump on stream to stream to stream, and then they come and they see and then jump again. Like they're gonna be stuck in that loop. There's a certain loop that you get stuck in for years, and it's very difficult for you to break through it. And what ends up happening towards the end is you end up blaming somebody else, or you end up blaming the market or something, but you never took that accountability to stop and really dig into the system of what you're learning from this guy or this guy or this guy, right? You never really stop to understand like in depth of what's happening and how can you put yourself in a position to win. Because the idea is not to overtrade. If you overtrade any system, trend lines, fair value gaps, you're still going to fail using that system. So the idea is like, how can I truly lock into the system, lock into the time that I'm supposed to be trading, 1 to 2 hours a day, and find myself in positions where I'm executing with confidence. And you only build that confidence through understanding. But if you're like hopping, system hopping, you're never going to be executing with a, what do you call it, accuracy, right? That's what it is. Nothing changes, man. We've been doing the same thing. Even yesterday's trade, it was the same thing. Same thing. After stream, I took another trade and nothing changed. I took the same trade. Nothing changed. Nothing changed for me. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, it was an accumulation. It was an accumulation breakout. A very clean one to the upside. Very clean. Nothing changed. Even though the market was humbling me yesterday, man, it humbled me with like 2 whips. I still said, let me come back and execute on what I know. And then made that back over here. Oh, I think it was this one right here. 1.93. And then this morning, same thing. Same thing. Just stick to what you know. See, I had it too. Yeah, this is not a good entry. Why would you take this entry over here? Yeah, that's still too early. Secure 39. See, this is a little bit making more sense. That this is the one I was. Oh wait, no, this was the one with the. Oh yeah, that was that. Okay, yeah, no, that was a clean move. This one was a clean move here, but this other one, it made no sense. Like, why would you take a sell here? Looks a bit random. But you see this? This is an excellent trade. Entry at the break of the range. I sell 20 pips within the range. And for price to come down. Come down and you have clean range down towards this support. TP almost a 1 to 2. Amazing. Yeah, that's an excellent chart here. This is the same entry, BE point. Stop loss within the range. There's no shocks today. That's one thing I like about today. But yesterday, holy! I think yesterday people are gonna be like over trading. They got some whips. Loads of whips. Even throughout that New York session. Yeah, yesterday was a different. If you had a profitable day yesterday, congratulations, because yesterday was quite tricky. I think always the wicks. You know, you always look at these wicks and give it away. And if the streamer goes on holiday for a month, how you gonna keep your money, let alone eat? Yeah, because you know the idea behind the stream, the idea behind the community is like you gotta hold yourself more accountable, you know. But when there's no stream, there's no community, then you're gonna do those dumb shit trades. So I'd say like trading in a sense, like publicly, helps in taking trades which are based off what we're teaching in the WAP database. So it tends to keep me on track in terms of like, okay, so if I'm going to send the signal, if I'm going to take this trade, could I explain the trade from what is on the WAP database? So in that sense, it keeps me away from like impulsive trades. Because, you know, sometimes based on like experience, you have this kind of feeling that price is going to do a certain thing based off how candlesticks are printing, right? So you kind of want to avoid those impulsive type of trades, and maybe every now and then you're going to take them, but for the majority part, you want to avoid those kind of like gut feeling trades, like, oh, this is going to happen because I feel like it's going to happen. Gold won't get ready to 4,600 in January. Gold is bearish on the 1 hour, 4 hour, internally bearish on the daily. There's a lot of liquidity at 4,300, which is the banks want to take before moving higher. $1.5% down on funded. Still holding 1 BTC since 2021, hoping it will go up to 100k this 2026. Yeah, just forget about it. Like BTC, I would say the best strategy is like obviously set and forget. Set and forget. You're gonna set like an alert here. You set like 100k. 100k is not that far off. 2026 100k is not that far off. If we break 95, you're definitely gonna see 100k. The question is, are we gonna see 128? Are we gonna create some no ATH as we go up to like 150? So I'd say like 150 is the next like major milestone for Bitcoin. All right, 100k is within sight if we break 95. 150 is like gold's 4,600. No, 40. Or is that gold's 5k? 150 is like gold's 5,000. So gold's target is like predominantly 5k, and for the year between 5 to 6k. But I don't think we're gonna get any further than that for the year. So we still got a lot of upside, and that's why I think like it wouldn't be out of pocket for gold to actually end up accumulating within this range right here, this 2,852 pip range. It wouldn't be out of pocket because it doesn't need to rush. You know, like the market moves when it wants to move. So it could end up ranging here for a bit, and then we'll see that break happen like even maybe mid-year. Could happen like the proper break towards 5K could happen like mid-year or something. It doesn't have to happen now. So I'm already getting comfortable with the idea that we're probably going to be in this range for a minute. But it's still early to say because this candle could still reflip and create a support. So we're still waiting. But there's a chance that we could be breaking into... remember this range? Which one is it? Not that one. It was this one in April. Y'all remember this range in April? Man, like the fundamentals are all looking super good for gold to go up. But we ended up consolidating like this. This range broke in April 21st, and then we broke out of the range in September. We got April, May, June, July, August. Let's say about 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 4 months. 4 months of waiting for us to break out of this range. Because what? Because we're waiting for FOMC. We're waiting for rate decisions, which came out on the 22nd of August. So from April 21st up until August, over here, September, up until September, man, it was just waiting. Just waiting. It could be the same thing. Because rate decisions usually come even towards like the end of the year. You know, so we're just going to have to keep monitoring that. But this range was a little bit more spread out. We might see this get extended too. We might see this slightly get extended. But this could be the sandpit that we are going to be playing in. Maybe have some quarterly candles create like a resistance. Right over here. But still early to say. We'll see if any supports get formed over here for price to keep pushing upwards. Take it to the limit. Oh, nice. Had a clean range to the left. That was on the 5-minute. Yeah, this was a right over here. That was it right there, I think. Why does it look slightly? Oh, I think it came in a bit later. Ah, there it is. What, like 52 pips? 52 pip range? Nobody really bled through that level. No. And Goldie's it's really setting up. I want to see this daily close bullish. it looks like it might actually shoot up from here because it's accumulating heavily. So this is a job for the New York session. Break above 44.40, and then possibly see that daily closure as support. If we break that high, we only have to move up like 165 points, which is really not that much. Then we gotta get the daily candlestick close bullish. It's gonna reflip, and once that closes bullish, I think, you know, tomorrow is gonna be an awesome day, a really awesome day over here to end off for Freaky Friday. For Freaky Friday, we're gonna get, if we get like a support like this, man, I think for Freaky Friday, like price can go up, and we can maybe see this resistance here been hit. Every morning, I just wake up and I'm looking at my phone, waiting to see like plus 0.60, plus 1%. Well, we're still getting the negatives, daily bearish closes. Because I know once we start seeing that bullish flip, because we know why price is going to be moving up. Right now, we don't really know why price is moving down. It's more like speculation on profit taking and just consolidation. But if price goes up, we know why price is going up. So, you know, when you get that execution, you got to execute, and you're going to execute with confidence. Right now, it's still like, oh, we're taking sell. If you take a sell, then it feels more of like, okay, that's what the market is doing, but it's not moving based off what we clearly see the headlines here. Recent moves in gold, silver, mainly flow driven. The most recent moves in gold and silver market were driven by flows rather than the fundamentals. Man, chat, like, I can't make this up. How can I say that? And then this is literally the headline that we get like 19 minutes ago. Like, how can I say it? Because you see, like, when you trade an instrument for a long time, you sense this. It's a nuance-based thing. It's a nuance-based thing. Look, most recent moves in gold and silver markets were driven by flows rather than fundamentals. This was, says Carsten Manke Julius, head of Next Generation Research. Speculative activity in the futures markets has strengthened in the past few weeks, particularly for silver and on the Shanghai Futures Exchange. A fundamental element that seems to have further fueled the bullish mood in silver market and Chinese announcements. Yeah, all right. So there's nothing else here. Meanwhile, the silver market seems to be overlooking developments in China's solar industry, where 3 manufacturers have announced a shift away from silver due to cost reasons. Yeah, but this is it, man. Like, recent moves in gold, silver, mainly flow driven. This right now, it has nothing to do with fundamentals. That's why I'm waiting for a bullish closure on the daily. That's going to give me real confidence. Maybe get some potential runners. Potential bomber clots. Shine fades, but not broken yet. Gold is lower by more than 1.8% over the past 2 days as traders have rushed to lock in profits after targeting 4,500. The result, gold trimmed roughly $80 in the 2 sessions and cooled what had started to feel like a vertical momentum fueled run. And you see that on the quarterly time frame. The pullback looks more like digestion than panic selling. Yeah, I think so, especially after weaker US jobs data kept rate cut expectations alive in the background. You see, that's the thing, like, trading is a lonely game. You know, if I wasn't live streaming with you guys, like, I would just be reading articles like this and just be talking to myself, like, I know this. But you see, when you got like a value to share, that's when you're going to start like a live stream. You know, you're not going to start a live stream because you think it's going to make you into a better trader and make you follow your rules better. You know, that's all fugazi. Just like you think a prop firm doing a funded challenge is going to make you follow your rules better. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. It comes with the experience and maturity. Imagine people who own businesses needed tools and clutches like that so they can operate in their business. Like, that would be an entrepreneurial mindset waiting for disaster. Because if you need a prop firm to set you rules so that you can follow those rules, man, just go work a 9 to 5. You go work a 9 to 5 because in entrepreneurship, you're going to set your own rules and you have to stick to those rules. All right? It's a big difference. It's a big difference between someone giving you the rules. Maybe you like following orders. So you still have that sheep mentality that you need someone to give you orders so you can follow the rules. But you need to be disciplined to set your own rules. And when the day starts, when the sun comes up, you have to see those rules followed through. That's all that is. You cannot rely on people going to set rules for you. So someone asked me, like, does the streams help me be more disciplined? I'll say yes and no, but majority, it doesn't make a difference because you still have to follow those rules. Because no one's gonna follow the rules for you. US job openings fell more than expected in November. See, Friday's data is the boss fight. All eyes now turn on Friday's NFP with economists expecting 54,000 new jobs. That should be soft enough to spook, strong enough to confuse. A weak print could reignite the gold rally and erase the $80 washout fast, while a surprise beat risk another leg lower. Yeah, man, you gotta be very cautious. You gotta be very cautious here because when you're getting like a salary coming in, you can afford a dumb shit trade here and there. You can afford like over trades. But when you don't have a salary coming in and this is your business and you need to extract money from the market to pay your bills, you have to treat it like a business. You know what I mean? Like every now and then I will just say like, also I mess up sometimes. I end up over trading. I end up breaking my rules. I've actually broken my rules twice in a short duration of time since December in 2026, but I'm still managing that risk because I know if it's too much of a losing trade, then it's gonna play a lot on your psychology. If you let the losses compound. Running a small gold buy with SL below the last 4 1-hour wicks, TP at 44.60 in profit now. Awesome. You gotta send us a chart here. And we're gonna look at your chart. Man, I love trading, man. I love trading because like you're gonna sit here in your room all alone, but you're still connected somehow to the market. You know, you're still connected to that psychology of like, oh, what are people gonna do here? What's most likely gonna happen here? You know, it's like an online lobby, basically, trading. It's like an online lobby over here. It would be sick if we knew how many people are playing right now. And we got some gamer tags. We got Joshua Schwartz. We got Joshua Woods in the lobby here. We got AJ in the lobby. You know, and then we got leaderboards. It's like a lobby. But the people who survive in this lobby are the ones who camp. So you kind of want to be a camper, right? You don't want to be rushing into battle because you're seeing all your friends dying out there. You want to camp and just wait for the easy kills. Wait for those kills which are going to come to you. You know what I mean? Like, you got to find yourself a nice spot. Like how we're going to do here in a battlefield. You see this what I did here? You see what I did here? I found myself a nice spot. I saw like, oh, okay, so I'm here alone. I got to camp because I see people are just dropping down there. So you find yourself a nice spot like this and you're good. You don't have to be a hero. Being a hero is what makes you fail as a trader. Just find your comfortable spot. You see this comfortable spot here? This is my consolidation breakout. So all I got to do is wait. That's all that I got to do is I just have to wait until I see my entry. You see that I see my entry right over here? And then I give it a shot. Boom. Next entry, give it a shot. And just stick with what you know. So every time I play Battlefield, I always find a way to get to this spot. And I do the same exact thing. And I always come out on the top of the leaderboard. Because I have a pattern. Remember, you have to be success. Don't chase success. Chase success, you're going to get shot all around the map. You have to let that come to you. You have to find yourself like where you can get splashed. Sit there and milk that thing. Whatever that thing is, you got to sit and milk. A lot of people think this is fugazi, but man, the real world is just the same like a video game. So if you want your character to develop, if you want your bank account to develop, you have to find that glitch. It's much harder in real life. You first have to find the skill. But you know, that's why we have trading. Trading is like the skill now we're using as an avenue to glitch the matrix. Correct? Man, I experimented with a lot of things. I think that the one I really locked in was like drop shipping, but that just did not work out for me. And you just got to keep experimenting until you find out one thing and then lock into that thing and then stick with that one thing. And that's all that it is. Life is just one big video game. You just have to find yourself a way to glitch it. You sit there and you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. And don't change it, right? Don't change it if it's still working. Like they say, don't fix it if it's not broken. Because sometimes you get like this idea in your head that you need to improve something, but you don't have to improve something that's not broken. You know, so like if I'm going to package this for you and I'm going to show you this as a play, your job is not to find ways to manipulate it to make it seem better. Your job is just to use the way it is, because I've already tried all those different avenues before. And, you know, this is what I found that works the best way. So it's not about adding a new indicator, a MACD or a stochastic onto this, because that's not going to help. It's only going to cause like some more confusion. Coming for that number one spot. Yeah, that's just been my mental model. Like literally like every single game that I ever played was the same thing. How can I glitch this? I remember playing Red Dead Redemption. There's this one glitch where there's this money bag under a tree, and there's something you can do where you can make your guy rich. He just keeps picking up money from the money bag under the tree. So, but to make that glitch happen, you had to use like physical means. So you had to put like duct tape around the analog sticks or something like that. And then I would just put my character right under that tree. It was like a money tree. And he would just be farming that tree. So even when I was sleeping at night, he was just like farming the tree. He was doing that thing that made him rich. Because also video games are the same way, right? You're going to find this one glitch that works perfectly. And you just use that one glitch until it gets patched. Then you can't use it anymore. But just because there's more other ways to do it, doesn't mean you're going to do it that farming glitch and then you're going to do that farming glitch. That actually wastes a lot of time, correct? Some of you gamers know what I'm talking about. It wastes a lot of time because there's more than one way to farm a game. But you stick to the one which is the best, and that's the result that you're going to get. You're going to get much faster results. But, you know, people strategy hop. They're like, oh, I want to try this glitch. Then I want to try this glitch. I want to try that glitch. Daily bias is bearish. But when it's the movement to take a trade, you look only for your SMAs. It's hard to find a good entry because daily is bearish, but the buyers are also strong. Yeah, I reckon like today seems like one of those days where we might actually get that daily flip, and then that's gonna close bullish. But it's gonna head out to like 44.56 over there. It feels like one of those days. But right now it is daily bias is still bearish, but you see we're approaching a pre-New York right now in about 12 minutes. So pre-NY, we are going to see more of a mixed bias. For London session, I'm more leaning towards the daily bias, but for pre-London and pre-NY, you know, those are the sessions where I've seen move opposite directions like quite a lot. So I'm more happy with like a mixed bias on those. Now, even if you look throughout the whole London session today, predominantly are the sell setups that we've been getting. There was a sell setup here. There was actually one buy here. And then majority was one sell. There was another sell over here too. The majority for the London so far has just been these sell entry confirmations. Now as we approach a different time is going to mean a different potential session direction. Because sometimes you can think of it as just trying to get the session direction correct more than anything else, because each session is going to pick a direction. You see, like for pre-London, I couldn't have sent you all a sell signal. Where would I have sent you the sell signal? You know, if anything, that sell signal would have come in like super late, like shortly before stream started. I couldn't sell a sell signal. It had to be a buy signal. If it wasn't a buy signal, it was most likely a losing trade. So it's like you got to think about like every session as what direction is this session potentially going to be heading to, if you're going to oversimplify it. But I think I'm going to head out here, chat. I will see you all for Freaky Friday tomorrow. Take care. Don't overtrade. And let's end off this week strong. Let's go, boys. See you tomorrow. Adios.